buzz about the Oscars tomorrow, but tonight there's another award show to watch. The 44th annual Golden Raspberry Awards, aka the Razzies, are handed out tonight. Every year they honor the very worst in cinema. Some winners are so bad they've become called classics, and this year's nominees are The Exorcist, Believer, the same demon from the 70s hit, is back. Expendables 4, the fourth installment of a fading franchise. Meg 2, The Trench, a washed-up shark tale. Shazam, Fury of the Gods, which another sign the superhero genre may be in trouble. And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a perfect example of what can happen when a beloved character enters the public domain. Joining us for a closer look at the Razzies is Tambra Cherie, the midday diva of WRBJ Radio. She's also a star of Bell Collective on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Tambra, thank you so much for joining us. I love that you are all decked out and ready to roll with the Razzies. Now, let's start with the biggies, the best, or rather the worst picture. Will you tell us briefly why each of these future possible classics made the cut here?
Well, something they all have in common, the audience online, it's all mixed reviews for every single film. Some people are calling like The Exorcist. Some people are saying that is like the worst of all the installments by the audience. The Expendables 4. Some people are saying like mixed reviews, the same thing. They're saying like, okay, out of the entire franchise, they're saying that is like the worst one. So there are mixed reviews on each film. And I will be honest, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because I did like absolutely love Winnie the Pooh as look, I don't even think that film needs to be made. I'm just going to be very honest. I just don't. I think if it has to be a worse film, let it go to that. I'm just not agreeing with that at all. Like, no, like just from the title alone. But something that all the films have in common, mixed reviews online. Either people love it or they just hate it.
Hey, but regardless, somebody's talking about it, so there's something there. I agree with you. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, someone's nightmare fuel right there. Now, we've got some heavy hitters in the worst performances categories. I mean, Dame Helen Mirren, how'd she find herself here? She leaps to mind for her role in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. What do you think her odds are of winning tonight?
Okay, so it's some heavy hitters there, but do not. Okay, so when we talk about Shazam, Fury of the Gods, I will be very honest. I attempted to watch probably about 30 minutes in. I fell asleep. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know if I was tired. I do not know if I was tired that particular night, but I did fall asleep and I didn't laugh. I remember, and it's one of those movies I did not go back to like, wait, let me go back and watch it because, you know, it was one of those things I didn't have to go back. Okay. But I will say this. She has some really good odds. I will say this. She's also up against Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez in The Mother. I watched The Mother, okay? I did not agree with the Razzies on this one because I actually watched The Mother. I loved that movie. I thought Jennifer Lopez did an amazing job. I thought she did very well in The Mother.
I would be, if I was nominated for a Razzie, I'd be like, hey, come on, guys. But, okay, winning a Razzie doesn't necessarily mean your career has tanked. Let's talk Sandra Bullock. She famously won a Razzie and an Oscar in the very same year. How do the actors react to these awards?
Well, Sandra Bullock, I really do. She showed up to accept her award, and I think, you know, she's iconic. Like, her acceptance speech is iconic because it was just hilarious. She accepted it with class. It was funny. And the very next day, she won an Oscar. Like, I love that. Also, let's talk about Halle Berry. She brought her Oscar to the Razzies to accept her Razzie Award. So I think it's just a lot of humor. I just accept it in class, and you know, it's funny. Like at this point, it's funny, especially for our veteran actresses and actors that we know they are very good in Hollywood. We know that.
Yes, and we can always appreciate a celebrity that can laugh at themselves a little and say, maybe not my best work. Now, they may be fun in tune, as we've kind of been talking about, but they're not without their controversies. They've recently put in an age of cutoff, no one under 18, will be nominated. Will you tell us a little bit about what happened here?
Okay, so this should have never happened. This is something that they actually had to apologize and do a statement because they did nominate a 12-year-old actress for the worst actress. Now, I will be honest, guys, kids are off limits. Children are off limits. She's 12 years old. I thought she did an amazing job. And they nominated a 12-year-old. And they received so much backlash and criticism for that because children should be off limits. I just do. I think you should be older and maybe even further in your career because as children, they're still learning their craft. And that can hurt a child's feelings, especially when you put your all into a film. So I do agree. They did receive a lot of backlash. And I do believe that you should never nominate a child for a Razzie Award. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, we can let the adults do that. And whoever nominated that 12-year-old, take a look in the mirror, check yourself out. Hope you're okay. But Tambra Cherie, thank you so much. Midday Diva of WRBJ Radio. We appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll still